it's not just the, you know, she can't throw her weight around like he can. I mean, this is something that I've always thought women understood, with that there's a lot of validation in marriage, one, but then being married to a man like that,
Absolutely.
you're not gonna, there's rarely any sequels that are better than the original. There's nobody you're gonna get married to after this that's worse than
Nobody.
him.
Like, who is she gonna
There's
go to after
nobody.
Will? Like, who?
Well, she said that she never wanted to be married to begin with. So I don't even think that that's a issue for her.
Well, she's crying for something. Like, she needs some attention.
Listen,
It's
listen.
something. It's a
Can
reason
we
for all
can
this. She's
can
asking
we
for
make
something.
can we make an agreement that this lady don't know what the hell she wants? She's just talking. She's just talking at this point. I think this is a female's version of a midlife crisis, and it's just been prolonged. It's going on maybe a few years longer than it should have. You know.
Right. And we can't diagnose her. We will not. But it does give, because if you look at listen to her table talk, she was saying how when she turned 40, she became depressed. And she goes through these depressed modes. Those are things that she said about herself. And it just seems like she's a roller coaster.
Mm.
Just what it seems like. So anybody else wanted to this is a big example of who you marry is the most important. That's the most important decision you make in your life. And we've already talked about that before.
The most important.
Person.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a pretty confident dude. I have no idea how I would handle. She would have to be my ex-wife, of course, but somebody literally just not even dragging my name or our business. They have kids. Does she not understand how they will feel about all of this and their parental business? Because people keep saying they're grown. It doesn't matter. When you walk into a place and everybody looking at their phone and they look at you and it's like, oh, like they know something, that will affect you for a lifetime. People in your family.
No, I believe she probably had a red table talk with her kids before she even did it.
It doesn't matter what she told them. This is traumatizing to anyone. Your parents' business on Front Street, it's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. Poor thing.
Do you think she could be leaking parts of information now just to get him a warning shot? Like, look, this shit can get a lot worse, bro. If this marriage completely ends,
I don't think that, when I talked to some of the parts that I saw, I think she tried to cover up. Like, I don't think she tried to talk. So when she talked about the Chris Rock thing, she was talking about it in a way where, so it wouldn't make Will look bad, so to speak. So I don't think that that's her intention. I just think that she's just doing a whole lot of things the wrong way.
Did you just say not make Will look bad? She failed.
If you look at the interview, you can tell she's trying to make him. I'm not saying it's coming out that way. I'm just saying you can tell she's trying to, give an excuse to, he's never done anything like this. This is not his character. This is, she kept mentioning things like that. So that's the reason why I stated that. But go ahead.
That feels really manipulative, right? Because in that moment, when she gave him that look, when he thought the joke was funny, she was inciting him to go do something about it. Now, I don't think she knew that he was going to do it in that moment. Maybe she was hoping for something a little bit more private, but she was expecting some sort of reaction out of him. And so to now preserve her image, because she did catch a lot of backlash for that look, right? That clip, that shot of that video of her giving him that look circulated the internet in like 3.5 seconds. She was trying to save face by trying to make excuses for him. I don't think her intentions were to actually have his back.
Now, damn, there was a question I had on that. Do you think her accusation of Chris Rock asked her on a date? I think that shit was fake. I don't think that happened.
I think that she can make it. I don't think that she would lie about something like that. I think that
what, you don't think. All right, you putting a lot on it now.
Listen, Chris Rock can always say, "Well, that's not true." You understand? Like, why would it just wouldn't make any sense for her to lie about that?
If she is actually saving face, that's what you will say. She's trying to add a delayed justification for everything that she did. Well, we have history. He hit on me one. Like, you see what I'm saying? It completely exonerates her from wrongdoing if he once asked a married woman out.
Well, my
I think
thing
she's
is,
absolutely lying about that.
I
That would have came out at the beginning.
I would say the reason I can believe him is because it was rumored that they had an open marriage. So they had an open marriage, and on top of that, we find out that they've been separated since 2016. It, to me, would only make sense that he probably did, because he probably didn't think there was anything wrong with it if the rumor in Hollywood was, and everybody knew that they had an open marriage.
And who's to say he was even, he may have been joking and she probably took it serious. I mean, he's a jokester. I mean, we don't know. But I don't think that she'll get on 60 Minutes or whatever the show is, or Dateline, and say that this guy asked her out, and a celebrity just like herself asked her out, and he did not ask her out. I do believe that took place. Now, whether he intended it, the way that she took, I don't know, but I do believe that conversation.
I'm glad this is
Will
recorded.
probably reacted the way that he did because maybe Chris Rock didn't follow the rule. What was the guy, the little friend who she slept with? What was his name?
The month of August.
Yeah, so August, he said that he went to Will and had the conversation first, and Will was cool with it.
He did say that.
Yeah, maybe Chris
got
Rock
the permission.
Follow the rule to go to Will first and went straight to her, and then that became a protocol.
But I'm glad this is recorded, because y'all sure are giving a lot of grace to this terrorist. I mean, you're like, oh, she didn't mean that. We don't, like, if you're gonna die on a hill, don't die on the Jada Pinkett Smith hill. Like, come on.
I'm just saying what could have happened. We don't know. But I do have a question for you guys, because I know it does seem that, I don't know, nobody likes Jada and that everything is her because she's putting her business out there. I think that's more so what it is, that she's putting the business out there. But somebody said something along the lines of she doesn't respect him. And so my question is, because it's only speculation, we really don't know. What do you think occurred behind closed doors for her to lose that kind of respect for him, that she would even be disrespectful to the point that she is in public?
Get started at the inception of the relationship. I think that they was just smashing, and he wanted it to be something serious. She did not like him like that, so from the very beginning, she didn't respect him, and I think he was trying to earn her respect, and that really doesn't work. So I don't think it ever really was there. I think she could have put a Band-Aid on and hide her contempt. But one of the things about women being disrespectful in relationships is the longer that relationship goes on, the stronger that contempt grows, and the easier it is to see, and the harder it is for them to hide.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I think more so.
I don't think she ever. I agree with you on that. Maybe puppy loves. Oh, he's cute. But I don't think that. I think that he was far more into her than she was into him.